Alright fellas, here we're back in another Pokemon Legends ZA video. Yes, now we're going to be exploring the Legends ZA subreddit. I do still plan to do conspiracy stuff, general Pokemon stuff, whatever. Probably more conspiracies, honestly. I love those so much, that's so fun. But I want to look at ZA stuff, because ZA is the big thing right now. I'm so hyped for that game. We're going to be having a lot of fun with that. So, let's see. Who else is ready for ZA? Me! Everyone raise their hand in chat, please. Shiny Charizard, get that shiny Mega Charizard. It's going to be sick. Me petting my cat for the last time before... Silly! Yeah. I agree. That kitten is going out the window. We are getting ourselves that Switch 2 and ZA. Yep, that's going to happen. Sorry, kitty. You're gone. There'll be 2 Zygardes in Legends ZA. Rampant speculation incoming. Don't really have evidence or reasoning. Just a mere epiphany. Zygarde is made up of cells in its various forms. Single cell form, 10, 50, and 100%. None of the single cells seem to be or have ever been described as the main cell. I don't think it's too far-fetched to assume that you can have many incomplete Zygardes, like 10% forms, or 2, 50% forms. Never seems to be some kind of mysterious... Okay, this kind of theory kind of removes the fact that there is a Zygarde core, too. There's not just... Zygarde is not just cells. It's also got a core. Like a core cell. Look at the anime, you know, right? Anyway, don't think it's too far-fetched. Yeah, many incompletes or 250% forms. Watching trails over and over, there seems to be some kind of mysterious energy in the city. A 10% Zygarde running around a cell scattered throughout the city. I personally can see the villainous team using 50% Zygarde to power the city, which is attracting the other Zygarde cells to the city. I can see the player racing against the villains to seek the remaining cells, keeping them out of the evil hands and preventing them from obtaining the 100% form and ending the game with an epic good versus evil Zygarde or a Zygarde showdown. No real evidence. Just sharing some headcanon of excitement. A commenter drew my attention to the Zygarde core, exactly, which is essentially the core cell. Exactly. However, there are many Zygarde cores as well as cells. No, there's 2. I believe there's only been confirmed to be 2, but that might have been an anime only thing. Either way, I mean, there is multiple, but I don't know about like more than like 2. But yes, that this theory could definitely be plausible if you consider the fact that there are more than 1 Zygarde, because there are more than 1 core. At least, especially that was shown in the anime. Like there was 2 Zygarde cores, and I'm pretty sure. I actually want to look at this. Can you get multiple cores in Alola? Okay, in the games there are cores, but the cores are used to unlock the moves. So you can unlock these moves from Zygarde from the cores. But I'm sure that also, thinking about it lore-wise, these cores can also act as their own like Zygarde, basically. So at least in Alola, there's basically confirmed to be 5 different Zygarde cores, which could end up being 5 different Zygardes. You know, like 50% and then like 10% Zygardes, right? You know, that stuff can definitely happen. Definitely makes sense. Same user also mentioned some kind of artificial AI Zygarde core, which I thought which I added to the post as it'd be a very cool plot point. Yeah, they definitely could do this. If Zygarde is going to be the main focus of this game, which it seems to be, given the name of the game, right? Then there's definitely going to be a big focus on like how Zygarde fundamentally works with its cores, its cells, its different like fusions, transformations. It's probably its moves, right? And they're probably going to introduce new abilities to it, whether it be obviously Mega Zygarde as one of the go-tos, or just other abilities it might have like relative to how its cores work and how it's like it functions in terms of like energy production, stuff like that. They're definitely going to explore more on it. So I think it would be very interesting to see if we do have multiple Zygardes and it ends up being, you know, a big clash of your Zygarde versus enemy Zygarde, and I think that'd be good. I think the coolest thing for ZA to potentially do is for us to like start the game somewhat early with a Zygarde and build up that Zygarde over time into a 10%, 50%, 100% form, you know, more towards the end, right? I think that'd be a very cool plot point, and have us like, you know, race to collect Zygarde cells. Definitely would be interesting. Secure to loneliness, having a cool jacket and making it your entire personality. Dude, these protagonists look sick. I cannot lie. I'm not big on Tawny or whatever the guy's name is. God, what is his name? Urbane, right? Okay. So Urbane and Tawny, I'm not massive on their designs. They're fine. Not really crazy characters, but I do love both of the protagonist design here. The jackets are cool, the pants are cool. Not big on the bell bottom pants, but those are fine too. Nothing crazy. I do like them though. The white undershirt with the jacket over it looks sick. I like their designs. Who confirms Mega Zygarde description? Okay, basically this and illustrated as that. I have a specific reference I want to make, but don't want to spoil people. So if you've seen the Chainsaw Man manga, I'm not going to tell you which part, but if you remember the big guy, very, very big guy, that's what this reminds me of. I'm not going to spoil that, but if you've read it, you know what I mean. The big fucker. That This kind of reminds me of that. Little humanized character design sketches, very, very nice looking, pretty cool. ZA Early Access, JK, that's France. Is it France? Probably. That looks cool though. I like the design of the world map here where it intersects all the streets. So cool. Look, I found Lumios. That's actually very interesting. That's a very interesting architecture. Where is that? That's very interesting architecture. I like that. Mega Froggator, if the leaks are true, which this was confirmed to not be, I believe. I believe that the design, obviously it's a little bit of a, people have been like described to the design of Mega Froggator. Obviously, it's still not confirmed. And there was like a fake leak going around that I think like earlier today, the guy came out and said, "Hey, I made this," and well, everyone was like, "Oh, okay." But it was similar to this, so I'm gonna say this design's probably it's at least a bit different. I love this though. Mega Charizard, Mega Sentinel, so cool looking, and then you got the Goofy for Alligator. I don't know. This could look cool though if they do it right, for sure. Anyone else hope that Eternal Flower Floette isn't catchable or a gift? By normal means anyway. Please not mention any spoilers if they're included here. Megaform spoilers are fine though. The first part of this post is free of spoilers though. Like AZ spent 3,000 years looking at his beloved Floette and he finally found it. Even if humans were immortal, nobody would be searching for a pet for that long normally. So this proves that AZ has a special unique bond with Floette. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's see. If you let's see where are we at? Yeah, special bonds. These are special and such. I doubt giving her away after reuniting her for what decade is also. I also hope they don't go the route of ending AZ's immortality, so just so they pass down the float to you. Only reason I can imagine the game's rated 10 plus heavy for everyone. Wow. Yeah. On to the Mega Form spoilers. Unfortunately, it seems that Eternal Floette will be catchable, given the fact that it'll have its own Mega Form. According to the leaks, at least, they can always be fake. Yeah. So this worries me. AZ is a character I really love, and I hope they handle him and his Floette well. I don't want to just give it to you. At least they can make it thing where Floette just wants to hang out with you, and that canonically you'll return it to her eventually. Though you wouldn't in-game just for the player's sake. I mean, well, you just said it yourself. They could do this. Like, exactly, right? Like, he could gift you Eternal Floette, to be able to use in battle, but obviously you would still, like, visit, come back, give it back to him, whatever. You could just borrow Floette. Alternatively, hear me out. Screw the story, make it a home gift. I know it's weird probably to make it like you could just make Eternal Floette's Mega Form like a temporary thing in game, like a story thing, and then you give it back and you never gain access to Eternal Floette again, but just make a home gift Eternal Floette, right? Like we already have a permanent gift in the form of Magearna if you complete the generations 1 through 8 Pokedex. And you can already get like the starters and everything from like linking a game. Just make Eternal Floette a gift for like completing the story of Legends EA and locking into Pokemon Home. That's all you got to do. That's it. Simple. Mega Froggator leaked. This was the fake image going around. So the original artist of this actually came out and said, "I made this," and well, everyone was just screwed with it. Anyone else knows McDonald's logos on the ZA trainers' fedoras? No, don't tend to. No, actually, I didn't. I'm glad people are noticing that though. Good for them. I take on Mega Chandelier. Oh, that'd be cool. Mega Chandelier is a much fancier 2-tier chandelier. Instead of having 2 light holders coming out from the sides of curly shapes, a huge single tall light comes out from the front of each. The 4 to 5 curly shapes on the top of the chandelier. Bottom has 8 spokes with smaller lights. The light at the top of his head is a decorative crown shape surrounding it. I think that could be cool, but it's very minor on the design. I don't know. I think this is cool as a concept. I think it needs to be probably put in practice a little bit better though. But they'll definitely looks cool. Definitely. What needs to happen in ZA for whatever riding mount of form of travel, like how in Legends Arceus we could ride on things to get around. I hope we have Clement giving us those things, been high tech and yelling, "The future is now, thanks to science." Good lord. I agree though. That'd be pretty cool to have like his Clement's inventions as your main form of travel. Like he can give you this thing, like a robot that you can like travel on. Imagine it's like a robotic Zygarde. Like back to that multiple Zygarde / AI Zygarde theory. Imagine like Clement gives you an AI Zygarde you can ride on, and then he can upgrade it to different forms to be able to like move faster, go on water, fly, stuff like that. That would be pretty sick. I cannot lie. That'd be sick. Froggator Mega in a nutshell. Okay. People have seen story spoilers. But I was wondering anything. What's your opinion of ZA's story compared to other Pokemon games? I didn't even know that there was story spoilers of the game going around, but I'm not looking into that. I've seen speculation that if these guys have Megas, Meganium will be Grass Fairy, Fargator, Water Dragon, or Water Dark. What do you guys think about Emboar? I could see Rock. What do people say? Or could say Fighting, but it could be Rock. I think Rock would be very interesting. Jesus. Shafted into firefighting for a second time. That makes sense. I was sick of all the Water Dark types. Or hey, Hisuian Samurot's cool. I don't want to hear that. Can we go back to the subreddit? I think I broke it. Oh man, now we gotta go back down. That's okay. Oh. Cafe shop, fly symbol. Oh, yes, true. Yeah, we figured fly would be like back in some form, so there's flying. Cool. Just for fun, let's say you're Game Freak's hype manager. No real leaks, please. In this thought experiment, your official job is to leak information, generate hype. Game Freak will never publicly acknowledge you. You must generate discussion when there isn't too much but can't travel too much. Only they don't know what too much is. What do you reveal? How do you space it out? Let's assume you want to be good and stay on board. For me, I'd start with the controversial stuff to get people used to it. Main example being, will stores get megas or regionals? Since either answers will have happy and sad people, I go into giving myself more credibility by actually showing them. So I'm only one a week. I wouldn't say how many megas or leak all the design descriptions, but I would show one or two before getting myself caught and switching to a new method that is less direct and gets more people debating if I'm real or not. I'd only leak a little story and character things before letting it go because the designs of Pokemon go on forever. The story seems to generate hype in ways, and I think leaking too much could ruin it. Nice try, the Pokemon Company. I love that. I mean, I think one of the best ways to generate hype would be to confirm some Pokemon coming back into the game that have not been revealed in trailers. Like, every once a week, like, I don't know, just one out there, Buizel. I don't remember if Buizel's in a trailer, if it's going to be in the game at all. It's probably not because it was in Legends Arceus. Probably won't be in this one, but whatever. Buizel. I would tweet out, I would show like a frame of like Buizel in the game. That's what I would do. It'd be like, there you go. Buizel's confirmed for the game. I would do that for a while, probably. I would definitely not leak any story or like main gameplay plot lines, though. Definitely not my thing. At least mystery gift. What do you think about the mystery gift available for the game release, like the Meowth Sword and Shield or the Terraflying Pikachu for Scarlet and Violet? I think Eternal Flow, that could be that permanent one, as I mentioned earlier. That'd be sick. We're obviously gonna have the starters, right? Starters gonna be one that just happens for every single game. That's a good question though. Like Meowth Sword and Shield or Terraflying Pikachu for Scarlet and Violet. I could see us getting a Mega Pokemon for free. Like, obviously we'll have every Mega Pokemon attainable in the game. We already have a Shiny Lucario event out, not out, but we had one prior. I guess, but well, Mega Lucario is kind of like the mascot. I can see them potentially giving out a Riolu with the Lucario Knight, or though you probably don't use Mega Stones, but like Lucario, like the Riolu with like Mega Power or something like that. Like one of these Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, but you could get for like level 5 in the story. So like again, a Riolu would be one, or like a Torchic if you want to go back to like the original XY event where they gave out an event Mega Blaziken, something like that. I think that could be very interesting for the mystery gift. Elaborating on my Xerneas Yveltal post. Oh, that's what you think, Xerneas Yveltal? That could be interesting. Posted earlier that Xerneas Yveltal symbolized daytime and nighttime routines in the game has shown. We may be able to catch them in those times. They aren't specifically tied to day and night like Solgaleo and Lunala, but more culture what happens during them. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Xerneas symbolizes life and vitality, which you can see in the day cycle, like Pokemon coexisting with humans and doing things day to day with them peacefully. Meanwhile, Yveltal's destruction, we see in the nighttime with the battle tournament and more intimidating Pokemon. Saga being balanced in order ties into the duality of the city. One day is 24 hours, so 12 hours of peace, harmony, day, 12 hours of harmony, 12 hours of competitive and fighting, night would actually fit the culture very well. Since the game is Kalos, this is where the game is in Kalos, this is where we could encounter those two legendaries. There are two faults in this theory. One of the biggest is that the wild zones of battling can still be done during the day. This may hint that what we see in the image I posted to Yveltal or something to do with it and Xerneas are going to be tied to story quests. Notice how it's nighttime when this is shown. I think Yveltal and Xerneas are definitely going to be tied to the story for sure. Could this be them? Maybe. It really could be. Because I mean, they could still get megas. I don't remember if that was leaked that they will or won't or whatever, but you know, there's still a possibility, whatever, of them getting megas. And it could be one of them, could be like one of them mega evolving or something like that. Could be sick. I think that this could be like the what is basically the equivalent of an alpha Pokemon in this game, like maybe like some sort of rogue Pokemon that's gotten a lot stronger, something like that, right? Whatever it might be, whatever the case is, something like that. Or it could be a new Mega Evolution, maybe like like a new Mega Evolution that has not been officially revealed. I think that could be cool, but we'll just have to see, right? There's a lot to it. The idea of like Xerneas and Yveltal being tied to day and night in this game, I don't really think matters too much. I think they're just their own separate Pokemon. I don't think the time of day matters necessarily. Like, this game's obviously making a big point to be like, all right, daytime, catch Pokemon, fight wild Pokemon, you know, whatever. Nighttime, fight a bunch of trainers. Like, you know, they're making that the big thing of the game, but I don't think that really plays too much into Xerneas and Yveltal. But I could be wrong, obviously. You know, don't really know much about the game. Will Gen 3 starters be in the game? I think every Pokemon that has a Mega Evolution will be in this game. Whether, you know, obviously Houndoom, which I think we actually saw Mega Houndoom in this game. Sceptile, Ampharos, which we already saw. Again, Gallade, I think we already saw that too. Jesus. Metagross, Tyranitar, fucking Scizor. Just, you know, basically any Mega Pokemon. Literally just list any Mega Pokemon. I think they'll be in this game. Like, that includes Rayquaza as well. I think Rayquaza will be in this game and be able to Mega Evolve, because I think that is why Rayquaza is so big in the Horizons anime, because they know they're going to make it Mega Evolve in the Mega Voltage arc. I 100% think that's going to happen. There's no way in hell it doesn't, especially given that we have the white Zygarde still like chilling around, right? And with Zygarde being a main focus of ZA, there's no way that they're not bringing that thing back, even though its story with Gibeon has ended. Sorry if I spoiled Horizons for you, my bad. But save data Pokemon, I just want to move on from that. Yes, I think every single Mega Pokemon will be in the game. Save data Pokemon. In Legends Arceus, we got Shaman and Darkrai for the save data from BSP and Sword and Shield. If we get the same thing in this game, what Pokemon will be locked behind the ownership of SV? I mean, this game has 3 mythical Pokemon. We got Volcanion, Diancie, and Hoopa, right? I don't think there's any more. Pretty sure that's just those 3. I mean, them, right? You've got BSP, LGPE, Legends Arceus, Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield. There's a lot of games. I don't think they're going to make one locked for every single game, because, I mean, they only did Sword and Shield and BDSP for this, even though LGPE was a game, right? And I don't really think they are going to make one for every single game, but I will think they probably want you to have the latest versions of the game. So they'll say, oh, did you buy Legends Arceus? Did you buy Scarlet and Violet? Did you buy whatever the previous title was, whether it be Sword and Shield or whether it was Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl? I know Sword and Shield came first, but, you know, whichever game they want you to buy there, I think they'll just do the same thing there. They'll just probably lock the mythicals behind those games. That's it. Let's see. Day starters and signature moves. Okay, I'm not reading all that, but I think it'd be cool if the starters actually got signature moves. Meganium needs something. Meganium really does need something. Rumor Battle Bond. I heard a while ago saying that Battle Bond was going to be Legends ZA's secondary mechanic. I haven't heard anything about it, but I like to get people's opinions on it. Personally, I hope it's real. The rumor went, you need a Resonance Crystal to be able to use Battle Bond. Battle Bond has 3 levels of strength, level 1, 2, and Z. The player needs to collect special shards to level up the Resonance Crystal. There are Battle Bonded Pokemon in the wild. They can carry more shards for you. Battle Bond takes the shape of a Rainbow Aura and status boost. All Pokemon can use Battle Bond except legendary Pokemon that are holding a Mega Stone. I think Battle Bond would be an interesting mechanic for a future game. Battle Bond in the wild doesn't make sense to me. I don't think this is true, but I think an idea of it being real is very interesting. It's just like a free way to make Pokemon power up. I think this would be something that's great for like PvE games, Pokemon, like most Pokemon games, but not really so much for competitive. Probably, because I think Battle Bond could be a great way for you to bring every single Pokemon up to being like a very strong level, right? Like, obviously in Pokemon you get yourself your stronger Pokemon, your weaker Pokemon, right? But like, if you want your Furret or something to be able to compete late game, giving them something like Battle Bond to be able to utilize, where it's just a stat boost and like some extra effects, that could be very good for like maintaining that Pokemon to be good in the late game, where most people, they get like Eradicate in Gen 3, you abandon that thing by like Gen 4 or 5, right? Probably, you know, most of the time you'll abandon it for something better. But in this game, or like, you know, any game, if there was a game that with this mechanic, you could maintain that same Eradicate farther into the game, because it would be far better later game once it actually unlocks and is able to utilize, again, something like Battle Bond here. I don't think this is true. I doubt it. I don't think we'll even see Ash Greninja return. I think it'll just be Mega Greninja, whatever. But I think this is definitely an interesting theory. I think we'll end on that one for sure. So there's a lot of hype and speculation around ZA. We're very, very psyched for this game. There's a lot of good stuff that can go into this. Analyzing trailer stuff, analyzing different gameplay mechanics, potential leaks, stuff like that. There's a lot of good stuff for it. So obviously take everything with a grain of salt, whether it's a leak or whether it's a rumor or whether it's just a straight up theory, whatever. Take it all with a grain of salt and be good people about it, right? Let's keep our expectations low, or keep our expectations like confined to something that's not gonna like blow up when it turns out that they're not true or whatever, and the leaks aren't true or the rumors aren't true, whatever it is. All right, just keep all that in mind. Keep that at the forefront of your mind when you're discussing stuff like this. It's just healthier, right? Anyway, yeah, that's all I've got to say. Very, very fun experience. Definitely gonna do more of this. Legends EA, we are very psyched for this game. It's gonna be so fun, so fun. But yeah, I'll see you later. Hope y'all enjoyed. Peace.